And also a book about just Gail and her greenhouse would get real boring real quickly. So since we need other people to operate in this story, we have to have a town. My feeling is probably that this town has to be somewhere fairly arid, because the wonderful thing about Gail's nursery and greenhouse is everything is so beautifully green. If it's in this part of the country, everything is beautifully green. What's so special about Gail's place? So I envision that we're probably talking about a small town somewhere in the Southwest, maybe Arizona, New Mexico. So think along those lines.
All right. In a moment, we will find, will there be a murder weapon? Who's the villain in this story? You tell us. We'll be right back to find out what happens. We're with horror writer John Saul, and we're constructing a story here. Now, we have Gail's greenhouse, where all the plants flourish. The question is there something in the soil? We've decided that Gail's greenhouse is in the Southwest.
Yes.
Now, let's start with members of our audience. Right up here. Sure.
So yes, there has to be some
Sworn detour.
Absolutely. I would assume that since Gail runs the greenhouse, and incidentally, Gail's name is spelled with a Y. It's G-A-Y-L-E. That implies to me that Gail's a pretty sophisticated lady. She's not your average run-of-the-mill frumpy Gail with an A-I-L. So this is a
Forgive us, Gails.
This is a pretty classy nursery that she's running somewhere in the outskirts of town. I would envision that probably there is a new family moving into town, and they definitely have children. You can't have horror without kids. It's no fun at all.
Do you have any suggested names? Are names really important?
Oh, names are absolutely
Very
important. For instance, well, I just talked about the two Gails. I think names conjure up images. In fact, the other day I was toying with the idea of populating a story with all variations on one name, because Elizabeth is a wonderful name with lots of nicknames, and I envisioned Beth as the sweet, innocent heroine of this story. Her best friend is Betty, who's very sensible and a bubbly personality. Her second best friend is Betsy. Well, we all know Betsy. She wears Mary Jane shoes and she tap dances a lot. Then there's Liz. Liz is kind of nasty, evil, seductive type, and she seduces Beth's best friend. Then, of course, there's also Betty, spelled B-E-T-T-E, and she's a gossip monger. And rounding out this story is Elizabeth, who, of course, is an axe murderess and murders Beth.
Let's get to Nancy up in the audience and find out our next idea here. So we've got a child or children.
All right, we've got kids.
Kids.
Put kids on the board.
Names of kids?
Yes. Names of kids. What a good name for kids.
Did you have a thought?
Got a
kid's name?
Daniel.
All right.
Daniel's nice. Daniel's very good. I always see a Daniel as some very serious kid with big, serious eyes and something nasty going down inside.
All right, Nancy?
I was wondering if the murder weapon could be pruning shears.
Murder weapon pruning shears. That's an idea.
Yes.
Let's put pruning shears over here. Any other good ideas for the murder weapon?
Yes, yeah. Steve, right down here. Go ahead. An idea.
Why don't we have it where somebody gets killed by a potted plant?
Oh, drop the old plant on the head trick? That's nice.
All right.
Right? The dropped plant.
The old dropped plant.
That's a real good one, because that can look like an accident. It might be that the wind knocked it off the shelf and...
That's right, there's wind in the Southwest where we are.
Yes. One of the things we have to be careful of is early deaths usually have to be able to appear accidental, because if everyone knows instantly that someone in this town is killing everybody, they're going to start locking their doors and hiding, and that's the end of the story.
No one will come out to get killed.
Right.
Irma, go ahead.
Well, I think that she should have a boyfriend that runs an orphanage, and these kids are all sort of, you know.
Orphans are good.
Yeah.
Why are orphans
No one
good?
misses dead orphans.
Oh,
Well, I was thinking more that she takes their brains with the, you know.
She takes their brains, and what does she do?
Brains? Taking brains. I like that.
Brains. Did we have a decision on what is done with these brains?
Well, I think they help the plants to grow.
I see.
There's a woman who thinks along my lines.
Fertilizing brains. Yes.
Fertilizing brains.
Right
a
in
fertile
front.
mind, obviously. Ooh.